Hi, I'm Nikki. Welcome to Forgotten Hollow. This is the next stop on our placing down all my builds tour. And since it's one neighborhood, I'm probably just going to do it as I place the house. We'll start with the big empty one. I did find that I actually don't have as many builds for this one as I originally thought, because most of them were built before I added in a different decade. A couple different decades, but a different one that a lot of the builds were actually from. So, like, this is the 1890s doctor's house. It's one of my favorite. I played in it. I accidentally moved out and took all the furniture at one point, which really upset me. This was all on console, and I haven't gone through and updated it, but in this house they had two girls and a little boy, and the parents were in here, and they had a little playroom. Lots of storage. I guess I never put wood here. We can fix that. I was building it up as I went, so there are some choices that were made. They have a bath, which is literally just a bath upstairs. It was such a pain, but accurate. I don't know why I started upstairs, but whatever. Here's the parlor, living room thing. You go through the hallways, there's a dining room, and you can see that it's not really decorated. It was the least of my worries. Here is a pantry. This is a china cabinet. So I literally just shoved a giant kind of china cabinet in there. There's a storage pantry. We have the kitchen, and they actually made the middle table. And then on this side of the house, it has a whole separate entrance. This is the doctor's office and treatment room. And I had to have a computer at the time. We didn't have the typewriter yet. I should go ahead and replace that, though, since we do now have one. There we go. And then the toilet was downstairs. And there was also a little hall back here. It was really designed to try and keep the patient and sick people out of the house. With backyard and various plants that I have left over. And I love the carriage drive-up area, which is just a parking spot for a bike. Alright, that's the doctor's house. On to the next one. We're at the Vittor's house. Caleb and Lilith, and we're going to bulldoze it. This is an 1891 pink house. It's a pink Victorian style house that I used for a pink Gen Sip. She was a twin. I do not want that tree. She was a twin, and they lived together for a long time until her sister got married. At that time, she started transitioning into a she-they and got turned into a vampire. It was a whole thing. I don't know if I have them all uploaded. I know I have this one uploaded, and the doctor's house, and a whole bunch of other ones on Sinstar. So it's IkkinSinstar. I'll put it in the comments or description. But I started with basically just this living room and a little bit more in a micro home. Because, like, she was a vampire. She didn't even need a place to sleep. And then she got married later on while her sister was already married and had a son. I don't need the dust. Apparently I uploaded it with dust. Congrats, you can have. And they have, like, you can see this also was what I played in because it's not finished. I do not finish decorating the houses I play in because I never have enough money. There's a tiny toilet here. Now, this one I took liberties with because the toilet was actually just an open toilet in this section of the house. There was no wall, and I was concerned my Sims would die. But since I wasn't actually playing Decades, they have like a TV and everything. But upstairs, we have several rooms. We have the vampire, they twin, and her wife. Another bathroom. The office, because the Inkjin goes from being in business to being a writer. We have all of the postcards completely completed there. A bunch of her stuff in storage. Now, the sister had to move in with her son. So this is her sister's room. She was always hot pink and black, and the other one was soft pink. So we had a peach gin boy in here that we quickly made a room for out of this closet after the husband died. And then we have the peach gin heir who slept in here. And this was as far as I ever made it in Not So Berry, was this household. I'm going to make it all the way with the one I'm doing with Spear. So there's some toys and stuff in the back and the little garden, and had to be careful. Vampire out in the sun, you know. But that's that house. And I don't have one to replace Vlad's because the decade is different. But for this one, which I've never really played with. I never moved here or anything. How much is this one? Yeah. Okay, so it's a house that you would definitely get later. But I only ever had enough money for, like, this one. And then when I built them myself, they usually went on this lot. So I've never actually played in this house. But we don't need it. It's not mine, I didn't make it. What I do have is, they lived in this house. For context, it's 1861, so we're not placing it. But it's a general store. But it's a general store? But it's a general store. Had to say that repeatedly thanks to my phone. No, I can't just put it on silent. That would be smart. And they sold things from the shop, and it has 2 more buildings that go next to it. And I still have the shell on my console, but I have not uploaded that because I can just copy it easy. It's nothing complicated to build. But they sold, like, odds and ends that you could use, like Decade swimwear. This one's a nice party outfit, I think that one is. We got those plates. They got jam and jellies and conserves and honey. There's a cake. Because often you're off the grid. Oh, there's still a golden egg and some obsidian eggs here. And back here we have guest bathrooms just because, you know, we're going to be playing in it. And a little kitchen. And the plan for the other 2 stores was to eventually take it from a general store to be having a clothing store in the middle and like a dedicated bakery at the other side. And just have this be like general goods, like having the ovens and things here. And furniture that you make yourself. So this is as far as they got. I did move out into a different decade area with the household and was going to keep upgrading the store as after they died. But that's what I have for now. And this time your new build is in this one, which I've been trying to do a new build each time. And this one is on my IkkinSinister gallery. It has a terrible gallery picture because it takes it from this angle and it gets real up close. But it's definitely not a starter home. It's from 1893. It costs way too much money. Yeah, it's 99,939 simoleons. So it may take a while to afford. I'm so bad with builds. You come in through the hallway. Well, there's a little rocking chair out there, but here's the hallway. Got a little window seat and a little bench up here. We have up to the side a parlor, a dining room, a pantry, which has your fridge in it for the locking. We have the kitchen, which leads out to the back porch. There is also a basement. Where's my stairs? There they are. You have laundry, random storage, some nectar. You could throw a goat and sheep down here if you want. We got a room for help, which in The Sims is a butler, unless you get the live-in mod. We have a seance room, time period appropriate. And then upstairs are all the bedrooms and a bathroom. We have a room for toddler and infant, a girls' room, and what I do as like a teen or a young adult that still lives at home, and the parents. We have some gardening space outside. We have a chicken house. We have some trees that have been taken down. And you have your clothesline and woodcutting area. And I can't remember what this house was actually called, but it is a Dutch colonial. So, well, that's what I'll call it. And that is all we have. I, like I said, do not have a house to replace Vlad's because it's in, what is that called? Why can't I remember the horse ranch? Canyon Chestnut Ridge. I always want to say Canyon Ridge. It's Chestnut Ridge. But yeah, most of the builds that would have gone here, which I still have a whole bunch of these because it's from a house plan book my hubby got me for Christmas. And I have several of them as shells. They're just not finished. Some of them will be small enough that I could probably make them close to a starter home. So I definitely have more for here. It's just a shame that it's too small for it. But when I play here, I like how small it is. Helps me keep the decades straight. Like, people don't show up here in as wildly modern costumes because it's set so they dress in the vampire clothing, typically. Their jogging outfits can get a little questionable. But anyway, I will stop rambling at you. I did a giant dump of builds that I'm going to be working on for this from my console version of me. So if you go on there, you will find both of these, this, and a whole bunch more from various decades that are in various states of finished, unfurnished, and shell. I hope you enjoy them. Have fun. Bye bye.